Hello, it's William Powers 424. I'd like to update my bio today. It's April 17th. Yeah, April 17th. And I'll be 63 years old in a few days. And I just wanted to update my bio with you. And I grew up, lived most of my life in rural West Tennessee, as you can tell from my accent probably. I went to college late in life, or later in life. I'd been out of high school for 7 years. My parents were Southerners that migrated north in the 50s and late 40s, early 50s. My dad actually before my mom, I think. But anyway, they moved back in the early 60s. I spent most of my school years, high school, elementary, high school, and all that in rural Weakley County. And so I didn't go straight to college. Spent about 7 years doing various things. Worked from the carnival to a bouncer to a bartender to making a carpenter, making upholstery. Just did an assortment of things and learned a lot. Got to travel some early on. Been married to my wife for about 42 years now, and so have 3 children. All 3 are grown, college graduates. Most 2 of the older ones are, one of them's an occupational therapist, the other one's a eye doctor, doctor of optometry, and the other one's working on currently getting into medical school to be a doctor. And so my wife and I both are school teachers. She's been a teacher all her life. I've worked most of my, like I said, I didn't go to college till late. I got a degree in geology and then a master's in applied geophysics at the University of Memphis. And after that, I went to work for Shell Oil, worked for them for a while. And when I went into the oil business, it was on a downturn. Worked for them for a year. Left them, went back to college and was going to pursue a teaching certificate and got an offer from an oil company. Of course, for a lot more money than the school teacher makes. Went back down to Louisiana and went back to work. And so I worked for Texaco for several years, both onshore, offshore, mostly in digital signal processing. And so I spent a good time in New Orleans, Houston, around the Gulf of Mexico. Enjoyed that. I really liked the work. I didn't really care for the cities much. After that, I came back to Tennessee and went to work as a environmentalist, worked for the state of Tennessee. Then I went, what my friends would say, from the state over to the dark side and worked for a private contractor or for some private companies for several years in waste disposal and various forms of waste management, and one of the biggest Allied Waste in the world at the time. And worked for a couple smaller companies, did a little cleanup after Katrina. And in the late 2000s, 2006, 7, I took a job as a school teacher, high school science teacher, and I've been doing that ever since. I'll retire in about 2 years from that job probably. Like I said, I've been blessed with a wonderful family. My wife's a teacher, been a teacher for numerous years, and you know, I've enjoyed 3 children that stayed out of trouble, graduated, did well in school, and have been successful in their own life. So that's me. Like I said, I'm a country boy at heart. I like to hunt. I like to fish. My family, one of our big things as a family is to canoe and kayak. We own several boats, canoes and kayaks. We own even a trailer. And so we spend a lot of time. We like multiple river days. In other words, 4 or 5. We floated up to as many as 5 or 6 days on a river and spent overnights. A great form. If you've never done it, I've taken several people. It's a great entertainment. I like to shoot guns. I have a concealed carry permit. I've had that for as long as you could have one in the state of Tennessee, and you know, I abide by the laws and regulations of the state and do that. If I had to pick a side politically, I definitely probably would have to pick the Republican Party. I'm very conservative, and I'm not. I think there's a lot of things that both sides have. I don't like the 2-party system. I really don't. There's a lot about it I don't like, but I usually vote for one of them because it's almost like if you don't, you throw your vote away for for an independent, and I don't like throwing my vote away. So that's me. I may update this from time to time as I look back at it and say, oh, I really forgot to mention something. But I hope you enjoy my YouTube site. I'm wanting to have some fun, stir up some controversy if I can, give some educational purposes, especially about some firearms. I believe strongly in firearm safety. And so if you enjoy the site, just like me, let me know. Feel free to comment. I may or may not respond to the comments, but I do read my comments. So you have a great rest of the evening, and I'll hopefully hear from you, and you'll be watching me.